Hello, my air signs, my Gemini, my Libra, my Aquarius folks. This is your collective reading for the week starting 29th of June. And let's see what is. Oh gosh. Okay, okay, just about every card in the deck just tried to jump out. Okay. We've got one here, which this card holds big meaning for me. 'Cause it's a card that's had a very dynamic impact in my life is the Eight of Wands. Um, that's the last one that came out, so I'll get to that. So first of all, we've got a card where you're feeling um you're feeling here like maybe maybe you feel like people are taking advantage of your good nature. So you're quite a generous person, and it's feeling like there's a lack of reciprocity for you right now, especially in a more material kind of sense. That's yeah. So I want to say like, I've got examples in my head here that I probably I'm not going to share those ones. So let's say, you've got that friend, right, who is always asking you, "Oh my God, do you have $10? I'm just like $10 short here," and you lend them, and it's always just kind of like you were feeling a little bit used, I think, by some people around you. Are you communicating that though? Because sometimes people don't realize how they're showing up until you actually say something. So, is it always you that's sort of like, when you go out, you're splitting things 50-50, but you had like a salad and water and they had like, I don't know, appies and mains and dessert and you end up then kind of like paying for more than you actually had. So I don't know, something like that. You're feeling a little bit like there's a bit of imbalance there in some of the relationships in your life and that you're giving a lot more than you're receiving. So, um, yeah, think about if you're communicating that because sometimes people don't realize and don't intend to show up that way, even if they do, even if they are showing up that way, they don't necessarily intend to. Are you communicating that? So that's something to think about. And that really does link in with the next card here, which is also just kind of saying there's some disharmony there in the relationships, in that I think you're feeling just really like both of these cards kind of have a very similar meaning in that way. I feel like you're showing up to things and just being a little bit resentful because, well, I know how this is going to go. But again, are you communicating that to the people around you? And think about your boundaries, think about how you can actually say, because I know for some people, like they think that setting a boundary comes across as aggressive. You can be kind in how you set your boundaries. So I would think about that piece. Like what is a way that you can say something to people without it coming across as aggressive, something that's kind of aligned with you and how you show up. So definitely some boundaries needing to be set there. But then that's kind of the emotional side of things, but I feel like there's some pretty big things coming for you. Like we've got temperance showing up here, and again, like I find this one and the star card remind me, like, there's one foot on the ground and there's one foot in the water, which is kind of like you're very in touch with your emotional side right now. You're very connected, but you also have one foot on the ground. You're grounded as well as really in touch with the emotional side. But there is a lot of water around here because, like there's the cups, they're pouring water back and forth. So I feel like there's a search, like a search for something more, something deeper, you know. You're looking for messages, you're looking for signs, you're looking for a deeper connection with the world and than you currently have. So I feel like there's a little bit of a sort of a little bit of a spiritual awakening maybe happening for you there. And um, it's great because again, all of the elements are super present in this card as well. So there's just a balance here, you know. Yeah, feels a little bit like a a gentler version of the magician card for me, you know. One that's a little bit more sort of feminine in the energy than, you know, like I feel like the magician is more of a doer, whereas this one is more of it's a more spiritual, emotional, embodied kind of card in that sense for me. But you're walking a path into something that is really bright. Um, yeah, there's so much, you know, like even here, right? There's the light around and there's the light over here. So there's an illumination occurring for you, and it's I feel like it's both of a practical grounded sense and it's also of an emotional spiritual sense. And I would say at the moment you're very tuned in, and pay attention to your intuition because there's signs there for you. There's definitely signs there for you. Just pay attention to them. And this one, oh wow, I've got a story about this card because it's kind of like this card is not responsible for the change in trajectory of my life, but it's a card that told me it was coming, and it kept showing up every day in my daily readings about a month ago. And that's when my life, like I keep thinking of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, now my life got flipped right upside down. And this card was showing up every day for me. So every time I see it now, I'm like, whoa, buckle up, get your helmet on, because this is going to be fast and furious. Um, yeah, so for my air signs out there this week, there is some communication coming that is going to be really fast. Usually written form. So text, email, snail mail, although with the Eight of Wands, it's fast, so I would say it's more electronic. This car can't wait for snail mail. No, it's got messages to deliver and snail mail, maybe courier. I don't know. Um, yeah, something's coming fast with that one. My mentors always tell me as well, this one is also known as the arrows of love. And I feel like with this and with this, you're gonna receive some love for something that you are doing, some praise, some recognition for something, a project that you're working on that is close to your heart. So that's I think that's just gonna be really lovely for you, especially when you've kind of been feeling a little bit taken for granted and the imbalance and stuff there. So you've it's going to be a good week. Yeah. So air signs, if this resonated with you, like, subscribe, drop a comment, and I will see you back here next week for more weekly tarot.